Good evening, everyone, and right off the top tonight, strong winds causing damage in parts of Acadiana.
That's right. Meteorologist Daniel Phillips standing by in the weather lab. Daniel, any sign of this letting up anytime soon?
Well, it kind of depends on where you are. If you're in the northern parts of Acadiana, you're not looking too bad. So from about I-10 northwards, things looking good. The watches have been taken down. But if you're south of I-10, you're kind of in the heart of everything right now. There's still some showers on going out to getting into southern parts of Lafayette Parish. This is going to be up along 167 coming up over towards Maurice. Some heavy rainfall out over through the Crowley area. But the worst of it still sitting down closer to the coastline. You're talking the Vermilion Parish coastline, maybe a little bit of hail out over towards Pecan Island right now. Heavy showers that are going to stretch up through Intracoastal City. You'll get Forked Island easing up a little bit, and Delca may not feel like it right now though, but you do have the lighter showers back behind you. Sycamore Point right in the middle of the worst of it as well. Same with Vermilion Bay, and then just down over towards the east a little bit, you're getting this front now creeping into St. Mary Parish with the showers coming up over through Franklin. Heavy showers along Highway 90 towards Jeanerette. This is going to continue to work its way south along Highway 90. The good news is that over really the last couple of hours, we haven't seen any warnings pop up. Outside of those tornado warnings that were down closer to the coastline, Cameron, Vermilion Parish area, we have stayed very quiet. But just by taking a look at all the lightning, there's a spot right here in Jeanerette that's still producing quite a bit of lightning. This is going to be a very energetic part of the system. And then really nasty weather coming now on the Cameron, Vermilion Parish border. So that will be Forked Island. Pecan Island still has some nasty weather to get through, and you're likely still hearing rumbles of thunder, getting flashes of lightning out there as well. No active warnings for this time period, but again, there's still some very heavy showers and the possibility that you could still see some damaging winds and hail. We're going to get into greater forecasts. We'll go through the details, a little bit more radar work, and then we'll talk about what we can expect as we get into the weekend as well. That's going to be coming up here in just a little bit.
Well, right now, about 5,000 of LUS's 70,000 customers behind on their payments. According to Lafayette Mayor President Josh Guillory, LUS is prepared to work with customers affected by the pandemic by putting them on a payment plan. It would allow customers to catch up over a period of 4 to 6 months with no penalties or late fees.
This should be especially helpful to businesses who have been closed or had reduced operations during this public health emergency. Again, I expect to make a more definitive announcement next week. LUS is committed to our residential and our business customers.
The number of COVID-19 deaths continue to dwindle in Acadiana. The Department of Health is reporting today 2 new deaths, one in St. Mary and the other in Calcasieu. Region-wide, 13 new cases of the virus are being reported. Acadia, Jeff Davis, and Vermilion Parishes saw no changes in their case count. Right now, applications for contact tracers are now available. According to Governor Edwards, about 250 new positions are open. The callers will check in with people who have had COVID-19 and ask them who they've had contact with. Then those people will be called and told they're at risk. The governor also reiterated today that he won't make a decision about the Phase 1 reopening until at least Monday. He's asking people eager to get back to normal to be patient.
Some people get wrapped around the axle on what they have a right to do. I'm going to ask people to consider what is the right thing to do. What is the right thing to do? And the right thing to do is to be a good neighbor.
Well, Governor Edwards' brother, who's the sheriff in Tangipahoa Parish, is making headlines today. Sheriff Daniel Edwards is suing China, blaming a bat research lab in Wuhan as responsible for the pandemic, though U.S. intelligence and security officials have shut down those claims. According to WDSU New Orleans, the suit claims information on the disease was misleading. Governor Edwards says his brother didn't talk to him about this lawsuit, but says Attorney General Jeff Landry was considering a similar action. The pandemic and the world oil struggle could cost the state anywhere from $400 million to over $1 billion over the next 2 fiscal years. The report by the Legislative Auditor's Office lays out a best and worst case scenario for the state's economic recovery. This report comes as Governor Edwards decides when and how businesses will reopen after the state of emergency expires 1 week from today. Well, the U.S. Department of Labor reports 20.5 million jobs were lost last month. That's the worst monthly job loss on record. Unemployment is nearing 15%, which is the highest it's been since the Great Depression. Analysts say job growth could, however, resume by Memorial Day as some businesses begin to reopen. As antibody testing for COVID-19 starts becoming more common, you might be wondering how much it will cost. According to the Federal CARES Act, the testing, telemedicine visits, and treatment, including hospitalizations, should be free. Right now, there are no restrictions on repeat testers, and if you were incorrectly charged, you should be reimbursed. If you're uninsured, there's a $2 billion additional dollars to cover your cost. But if the money runs out, there's no guarantee that you won't get a surprise bill. If you are insured and have any payment problems, you're told to call your insurance company.
I'm guessing that there'll probably be some issues there with, that was COVID, but it wasn't coded the right way, things like that. This is so new, not only for us, but it's also new for the insurance companies. I'm sure there's a learning curve.
Looking ahead to next week, Lido will be hosting a virtual job fair. Employers will be able to post job openings, and those looking for a job will be able to upload their resumes as well as apply for a job. The free job fair is from 10 a.m. until noon on Wednesday. You can register online at lafayette.org. One Acadiana, along with other local chambers, are continuing to help business owners rebound from the COVID-19 crisis. You can register online at the link that you see there at the bottom of your screen. The experts will host a Getting Back to Work Safely webinar where you can hear how to reopen successfully along with new workplace protocols. That webinar will be Tuesday at 9 a.m. And on Monday, the Thenstead Outreach Center in Grand Coteau will begin a drive-through summer food program for children of all ages. Breakfast and lunches will be provided daily for pickup from 9 a.m. until 1 Monday through Friday. The food program is set to last until July 24th. Well, all week long, we've been introducing you to nurses from across Acadiana in honor of National Nurses Week. So before the week comes to an end, Abby Breidenbach introduces us to two women who are going back to their roots, all to help out.
They were planning to open up surge beds, doubling the size of the ICU and possibly more.
When Lynette Miller and Katie Primo heard this was the case at Acadia General and their jobs working with elective surgeries were slowing down, they couldn't jump fast enough to volunteer.
We both worked there. Before our current jobs, we both worked in surgery at Acadia General. So we were familiar with the hospital. It's down that we're both from the Crowley area. So of course, you know, in any way they needed, we were able to help out our people.
Teamwork, helping them to overcome new sleep schedules, working in an incredibly intense environment, and all the unknown aspects of this virus.
We were able to kind of bounce ideas off of each other, kind of, you know, vent to one another about how this is happening.
Encourage each other.
Saying this wasn't easy, but it is what nurses sign up for.
That's, you know, and that's the thing with nursing, you know.
You can't just be
broad.
there for all the rainbow days. Yeah. You have to be there for every day.
And as they prepare to return to a full-time schedule in their regular jobs, the nurses say they're proud of all they've done.
I feel good about what I did, and I feel, you know, that I made the right decision, no matter how scary it was.
Well, thank you to all nurses, not just during a pandemic, but for all you do every day. And another positive side of this Corona era is how so many businesses here in Acadiana are recreating and reestablishing the way they've traditionally operated. Take Hammer and Stain owner Tammy Milam says she has created a number of do-it-yourself kits that are taken home or shipped and then turned into treasured pieces of art. Her Lafayette shop has kits for artists of all ages and that have varying themes: graduations, weddings, and of course Mother's Day. Milam says the Corona challenges have taught her a lot about herself.
Absolutely. You learn to diversify, and like I said earlier, you roll with the punches, and then you learn how to do other things. You know, it pushes you to other limitations.
With Mother's Day just 2 days away, the staff at a senior care center in St. Landry Parish making sure their residents feel the love. Today, gift baskets were delivered to mothers with Mary Lee's House of Love. The staff is also using this as an opportunity to remind people to check on their elderly loved ones.
Don't forget about the most vulnerable population. Right now, they need us. They need our help. They need to know that they're loved, because some of them figuring like there's no more hope. So we as a community need to reach out to them and let them know that there is hope and that we all still love them.
A Lafayette woman is celebrating her birthday with the help of her family and friends from a distance. Mrs. Genevieve Dupuy, who turned 95 years old today, enjoyed a drive-by parade at Courtyard Retirement Home. Her granddaughter now sharing a special message to her.
Well, we love you, Mama, and we're glad that you're still here with us. 95. That's crazy. And we love you so much, and we're glad that we got to, see you today, even though we can't all be in the same room together. It still works out.
And coming up, KATC is getting answers after many of you wanted to know why so many ducks have been found dead at Girard Park. We'll have that story at 6:18, but first, a stormy Friday night here in Acadiana. Daniel's full forecast for what to expect tonight coming up right after this.
With your complete forecast, here's KATC meteorologist Daniel Phillips.
Welcome back, everyone. While the severe threat is diminishing through portions of Acadiana, there are still some areas where we're seeing some very nasty weather. Let's get over to the satellite and radar picture here as we go through the rest of this Friday evening. We've got a big time front that's working its way across the area. You're going to see showers, thunderstorms continue a little bit closer down towards the coastline here over the next hour or so. The watch boxes have been coming down. There's some good news there. You've got clearer skies up in North Louisiana, and that's going to filter its way into our region as well. So we do have a little bit of good news that's out there, but we still have some areas that are dealing with some pretty nasty thunderstorms. You get a little flare up here in North Vermilion Parish. It's going to be coming on out over towards Maurice here fairly soon. There's probably some hail embedded in this little system right here. That's going to work its way from northwest to southeast. There's still a few little pockets where the weather is quite bad. Winds, hail associated with this cell, and then if you look southwards, that's where you're going to see the worst of it ongoing right now. You've probably got some hail just south of Intracoastal City. That is way out in the marshes of Vermilion Parish. Nasty weather going to stretch through Vermilion Bay, getting on over towards Sippermore Point, and then where we're just starting to see the weather take a turn has been out over through St. Mary Parish, and that is going to be coming into Morgan City right now. Looked like maybe a little bit of hail there just south of Franklin, picking back up again. That should continue to skirt just south of the Highway 90 corridor. Areas that are a little bit further up over towards the north, they've been looking pretty good. Again, you've got this pretty intense looking cell. This is going to be coming through Youngsville in the next 10-15 minutes or so. Youngsville residents, you guys likely going to be seeing this cell. We'll see if that hail core holds together, but you're probably getting a little hail up in northern parts of Vermilion Parish. We'll see if it holds together as it crosses 167 and gets down over towards Youngsville. Delcombe, things are starting to ease up. And if you continue to look northwards, up in North Lafayette, most of the metro area, things are looking a little bit better, and north of there you've got clearing skies, or at least no active rainfall. The sky is going to take a little bit longer to clear. We'll see the clouds kind of hang around as we go into tomorrow morning. Here's what Futurecast looks like as we go through the night tonight. Winds are going to be coming in from the north. Gets quite cool out there. We're going to drop down into the mid-50s, wind chill of about 53 degrees for early tomorrow. We're going to see the skies gradually clear as we go through the day. Does stay chilly. Take a look at these temperatures staying in the low 70s for tomorrow. Sunshine by the end of the day. And then as we get into Sunday, sunny skies are going to be continuing. And we'll see slightly warmer conditions for Sunday afternoon. Be sitting in the mid and upper 70s for Sunday with nice sunny skies. Good looking weather coming up, and that's going to start tonight. We are going to cool down a lot. We're chilly tomorrow, 50 degrees in Alexandria tomorrow morning. Closer to the 40s further northwards you go. Opelousas is going to be sitting at about 53 degrees, mid-50s up along the I-10 corridor and areas down close to the coastline. Franklin and Morgan City going to be running a little bit closer to 60, but for this time of year, that's quite cool. 55 outside for your low tonight. Winds from the north at 10 to 15 miles an hour. It is going to be a breezy night. 73 for your high.